So someone said I should share more of my situation. So basically, after my dad passed, it was in 2009, I went crazy. I mean, I was really close with my dad. So, of course, I was in and out of jail. I was getting into trouble. I was an addict, like things like that. And my mom agreed to help me. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that my mom is a bad person or she didn't help me at all. Like, she has truly bent over backwards for me. And I love her for that. I truly do. She's done so much for me. And I appreciate every time that I had to get out of prison, every time, or jail, she was there, she let me stay, like, things like that. Like, she was always here for me. She knew I needed her. And I don't know if it's some kind of thing of, like, it's my daughter, I need to help her, or it's like a kind of sick thing, like, oh, she needs me type thing. Because she loves to feel needed. Well, anyways, I've been living with her for 3 years now, going on 4. Since the day I got out of prison, I've been paying rent. So I pay rent every month. Started at $200. Then the next month it went up to $300. And then the next month it went up to $500. So now it's $600, so I pay her $600 in rent, and I cover the food. I have 2 kids here. They're 5 and 6, and she's a good mom. She really is. She thinks about her kids. She loves her kids, but she bitches and nags constantly. Like, she'll bitch about every little thing, and she won't stop. And also, if you get on her bad side, she is calling you the C-U-N-T word. She's calling you names. She's just throwing your past in your face. Like, just awful things. You know what I mean? And I always have my AirPods in because I don't like to listen to it. I don't like to listen to the constant bitching and nagging over, you didn't wash the dishes right, or you didn't dry them right, or you didn't fold the towels right, or, like, I'm here to help. Like, without me, she wouldn't be able to live here on her own. So I help her with rent and food, like I said, but if she expects you to read her mind, if you don't read her mind, God forbid, it's like, fuck you, then fuck this, I just won't do it, and she'll throw things and just be so mad, and you're like, what happened? Did you ask me? Did you talk to me? I don't have to. You could see that I'm over here trying to do something. Okay, well, do you see me over here trying to do something? But since I didn't read your mind, you're gonna get all pissed off and mad at me. So it's just, she's really hard. She's really hard to handle. I know that she has her own trauma and her own depression and things like that. I understand that. I get it. Because trust me, I have mental health problems myself. Trauma, depression, anxiety. Like, I suffer from nightmares from my dad. Like, you know what I mean? I understand. But I probably hurt her feelings yesterday, but we were fighting because you can't have a normal conversation with this woman. And I'm not trying to sit here and paint her bad. Like, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just telling you the facts. Like, me and my sisters always say, yeah, we could only handle... They always tell me, we don't know how you live there. We don't know how you do it. We don't know because we can only handle her, like, this much. They can only handle my mom for so long, and then they leave. My sisters are fortunate enough. They're married. They have a house. They live away. They hardly come around. And it sucks because I got nieces and nephews that I would love to see, but I can't because they don't like to come around because of my mom. But anyways, so yesterday we got into it. And I said, that's why nobody likes to come around. I shouldn't have said it. I should have kept it to myself. I've kept it to myself for years and years and years. But when you're pushed to that point, I was like, that's why nobody likes to come around. People can only handle you like this much, and then they're gone. That's why they don't come around. And now, my little sister's pissed off at me for saying that. And now I lost my little sister. But, you know, I regret saying that. I shouldn't have said that. I feel bad because I didn't want to hurt her feelings. That's the last thing that I wanted to do. But the things she was saying to me just pissed me off to the point where that's why nobody comes around. And it just sucks because I know my past has a lot to do with it. But listen, I have almost 4 years clean. I successfully completed parole. I haven't had a dirty UA in almost 4 years. So I'm doing really well. I became a certified peer support specialist. And when I was making really good money on YouTube at one point, I wanted to go get a car. I went as far as my mom took me over to test drive a car. We test drove it together. I fell in love with it, and I could afford it. I had the pay stubs, like all of that. But she says, we can't afford it. Not right now. We could share my vehicle. But when she gets mad at me, then I have no vehicle. She won't let me use it. So she hasn't let me use it this past week. I've been Ubering places that I need to go to, unfortunately, because she is mad at me. And so I feel trapped. So she won't let me get a car. And when it comes to a job, she works 2 jobs, okay? And what money I do make, like I said, I pay rent every month. I'm never late. I pay my phone bill. I pay if her car insurance if she can't pay it that month. Like, she's really bad with money. Always has been bad with money. My dad had to bail her out so many times. My dad would give her her paycheck. Or my dad would give her his paycheck to pay the mortgage on the house, and she wouldn't. It got so far to the point where our house was about to be in foreclosure for her doing something else with that paycheck other than paying the mortgage. And my dad was livid. Okay. But she's built up her credit. She's doing better. And if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't be able to stay here by herself. I already know that. Because she could barely make rent on her own. So, we've been working as a team, but I am constantly bitched at. I'm constantly torn down, verbally abused. I don't do anything right. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I know I have 2 kids, but I would have to find a sitter. But when I go for a job interview or try to find a job, she's like, well, you can't work right now because I work 2 jobs and I have my schedule. So there's no point in you getting a job, do your YouTube thing. So again, it's like, no car, no job. Okay, well, I need a job, especially when she gets mad at, because I know how she is, like, she'll use the roof you have over your head, like, get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like, that's her thing. Like, if she, I don't know. Anyways, why my GoFundMe is up is because, yes, I'm 37 years old, but I don't have a car because we can't afford it, even though I could. But she wants me to cover her ass because she takes out loans and credit cards that she gets so buried that she needs to file bankruptcy or thinking about it. And so that's why we can't afford it. But I can. But anyways. And finding a job, it's like, no, you can't work. We can't do that right now. So now I have no pay stubs for a place to live other than my YouTube. I could use my YouTube. That's why I'm hoping that I hit 1,000 subscribers fast so I could start getting those pay stubs in. But other than YouTube is all I have to show for me making money. And you have to show double the amount of rent you pay. But I would find like a low income place to live. I would find a cheapo place to live just to get away. So yeah. I just feel trapped. And I feel like there's nothing I could do without her. And I think that she likes that. I think that she likes the fact that I have to depend on her for a car to live here because I'm not on the lease. And yeah, that's about it. Because like I put gas in her car if I use it. You know what I mean? I'm not perfect either. I'm not trying to paint her bad, but I'm just trying to explain why I set my GoFundMe up and what I live through. What I go through on a daily basis is the bitching, the nagging, the I could do nothing right, and just the constant verbal abuse and the way she treats my little boy. Like, she treats him so bad. She calls him names like, you're so stupid. You're retarded. You're 5. Well, he was abused and he was neglected for a very long time by his father. So, yeah, he's 5. But mentally and physically, he's not there. So, and she works with troubled kids out of school. And so you would think that, and he has behaviors because of his trauma of his own. And I'm trying to figure out how to, the best that I could support him. And I would think she would know what to do because that's her job. But instead, she treats him like shit. And I'm like, and I've said this to her. I'm like, do you treat the kids at your school like this? Like you treat these kids? You know what I mean? And, well, no. Of course not, because you would get fired. You'd get fired. If I recorded the way she treated these kids and it got out to the school, she would be fired. But I wouldn't do that because she's my mom. But God forbid, like, don't treat these kids like shit and call them names. And then when they call each other stupid or retarded, she yells at them. Well, where do you think they get it from? They get it from you. So you don't call them those names, and maybe they wouldn't call each other those names. Like, you know. So, I don't know. But that's why my GoFundMe is up, and that's what I need. I need help just to get out of here. Again, she won't let me leave she'll let me take my clothes, but she won't let me take any of my kids' clothes. I already know. She won't let me take my bed. She won't let me take pillows. She won't let me take towels. She won't let me take nothing. So, only my makeup and my clothes on my back would be the only thing I'd be able to leave with. And so, that's why my GoFundMe is up, because I don't know what I would do. And I hate to ask, and I would hate to even rely. I want to do it on my own, but I simply can't do it. I don't know what to do at this point. I'm lost. And my little boy has been through enough trauma. He doesn't need more. by her treating him the way that she does. You could tell she treats my daughter way better. And yes, she's been around my daughter way longer than my son, but that's no excuse to treat one kid better than the other. Because kids could see that, kids could feel that. He's not dumb. Like, they're 5 and 6. You know what I mean? So, she treats my daughter way better than she does my son. And, I talked to my sister yesterday, and my sister even said that, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you should treat those kids as equals because they deserve that. He has enough trauma as it is, and I don't want to add more by the things she does and says to him, calling him a dumbass. And that was recorded. That's on my short. Like, it's just... Now she knows I'm recording, so now she's all fake and nice, but that'll break eventually, I already know. So I'm in some hot water with my mom and now my little sister for saying things that they don't have the guts to say to her or would never. And I get it because they don't want to hurt her feelings, and I don't want to hurt her feelings either, but like, you're going to sit here and attack me and throw my past in my face. And, the fact that I'm on medication for my mental health. Like, she's like, I know addicts who don't even rely on medication. Well, good for them. Good for them. Every recovery story is different, okay? I need these mental health meds for what I have to deal with on a daily basis from you. Like, I need my anxiety meds. I need my depression meds. I need my nightmare meds. Like, she hates the fact that I take medication. Well, honey, you would benefit from taking medication because you're bipolar as fuck and you need help and a lot of counseling. I know that she did not. Once my dad died, she covered herself and worked. She worked. That's how she handled it. So she didn't grieve properly. I don't know if there is a proper way to grieve, but she didn't grieve. And so there's a lot going on with her that I think it would benefit for her to get on some depression meds. I mean, both my sisters are on medication. Even my younger sister, her little kids, they're on ADHA, I don't know, whatever it is, ADH meds because they're hyper and things like that. And they're like 9, 10, so, but it's because I was an addict, so I shouldn't be on any medication because I was an addict. But it's okay for my sisters and my sister's kids to be on medication because they've never been addicts before. So really the only person that really understands me and knows me is my dad, and unfortunately he's gone. I wish he was still here because he's the only one that understands what it's like. And I would not want my mom or sisters to ever understand addiction at all from that point of view because it's awful. But she doesn't understand me, and she just, yeah. And I'm not just telling a story. Like, this is real life. I live a shitty life, you guys. Like, you may think that I'm happy and live a good life over here, but no, I'm struggling and I'm bitched at and I'm torn down and I'm verbally abused on a daily basis, and so are my kids, and me and my kids deserve better. And as a mom at 37, I should be able to get ourselves out of this situation, but she's trapped me to the point to where I need her, and now I need you guys. So that's pretty much the gist of it. I hope you guys can understand. I appreciate who has donated, and if anyone else would like to donate, please, it would help me out so much to get me out of here and start all over, because I'll need dishes and plates and forks, and I'll go to the dollar store. Like, I will do what I gotta do, but yeah, just please, I need your help. Thank you for listening.